As the owner of a recording studio, I get my fair share of people wanting to join the team. And I appreciate all of you if you're watching. But with any job opening, some people are qualified and some people, well, I just regret hiring them. I can't even lie. So if you're thinking of working in a recording studio, not just an artist, but behind the board, this video is for you. Whether you're trying to be an intern or an assistant engineer or just get your foot in the door, these are the exact strategies studios look for when they're hiring. Now, real quick, before we get into these, you have to understand two things. And I gotta be real. You are a liability to the studio, right? Think of it like this. You didn't pay for anything. And now you want access to those things and sensitive information. These are the thoughts that everyone who runs a studio are thinking when it comes to hiring people. So here's how to go from liability to asset. Number one, be present, be available, and be reliable. It sounds really simple, but the number one thing that will get you hired at a studio is bringing the studio business. I've hired plenty of engineers who made the efforts to book the studio to run sessions for their clients. I was able to meet them, understand who they were as a person, and understand how they worked way before even thinking about hiring them. They always left the space better than they found it. They showed up on time, even if their clients didn't, or if their clients showed up at all. They were reliable. And if I'm being honest, I'd rather hire someone reliable than someone who's talented any day. Of course, let's, have it all together now. Let's not just pick one. I had a situation where I was out of town and I paid an engineer to do an appointment. He never shows up, right? So I had to pay another engineer last minute just to fill in. All for the client to not like how the session went with that replacement engineer. All for me to just come back in town, do the session for free with the client. It was just, I got trust issues for real, bro. But trust is built by showing up and doing the work. Tip number two, learn the basics before you even step foot in a studio. You have to understand ProTools. There's literally no other must-know DAW other than ProTools when it comes to recording studios. I don't argue with your mother. I don't care how great you made BandLab sound or you produced and record all in FL. That's all great, okay? I want you to keep doing that. But add ProTools and then doors will open, especially mine. Nobody's expecting you to be a Grammy-winning engineer on day one. But you should understand the language of Pro Tools. Just saying. And if you need help with Pro Tools, I have a full tutorial for you to watch right after this video. It's my complete process that I've developed over 10 years in just 15 minutes. It includes my template with 3 variations: stock plugins, so plugins that come with Pro Tools; Waves plugins, so if you got the Waves subscription, you're all set. And then the version with all the plugins that I've used on artists like Eric Bellinger and Netspin. But if you understand basic routing, mic techniques, and DAW setup, you'll instantly separate yourself from most people. But that Pro Tools knowledge, look, watch that video after this, I'm telling you. Tip number 3, be a problem solver, not a problem creator. Studios want team players who make things smoother, not complicated, okay? But I have to stress that most engineer positions are contractor-based, not employee-based. As a studio owner, I am contracting you to do X, Y, and Z for a client. I expect you to know what you're doing, as that's what I'm paying for. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want you coming to me saying, hey, I have a client, but they only have cash, so they can't go through the booking site. Is it cool if I just let them? Look, bro, that's your problem, okay? Fix it. You go through the booking site. Then you take their cash on arrival or whatever it needs to be done. Problem solved. But that's not our problem, okay? You're making it more difficult for us. If Pro Tools crashes or a cable has a short in it, swap it out. Troubleshoot it quietly and keep the session moving. Studios are already a fast-paced environment where things can go wrong so quickly. So understand that you are in this space to make sure that it all runs smoothly from beginning, middle, and to the end. Tip number 4, understand the studio's branding. I can't stress this enough, okay? Branding is everything. All right, look, if someone mentions a barbershop and says they had a bad experience there, right? Whoever they're speaking to, they may not want to go to that barbershop at all. Not just that barber. That one mishap makes one person think, okay, this whole barbershop is... So don't be the person that's messing up hairlines. Crazy analogy, but before you try to work at a studio, understand the quality that they output and their ways of conducting business, right? Visit their website, learn about the company. It's super easy to tell when someone just wants a job or a quick buck. But if you're willing to give more than taking, you may find yourself at the interview quicker. Sometimes unpaid internships lead to real opportunities. So treat every session like it's an audition, because someone may recommend you simply because you carried yourself well in the room. You brought good energy. People like you. It just happens that way. Tip number 5, add value outside of engineering. Most people only focus on the engineering. Yeah, that's a good thing, but studios love people who bring extra value. So maybe you're good with social media. Maybe you help with clips or promo. Maybe you're a videographer or a photographer, so you could document the sessions. Maybe you're like a super organized person and you can help with scheduling or like file management. Look, the more hats you can wear, the more irreplaceable you become. So those are my 5 tips to actually get hired at a recording studio. If I missed anything, make sure you leave a comment below, because everyone needs to understand that it's a competitive business. There's no roadmap, but it's possible. And if you need more help with Pro Tools, well, go ahead and click this video, because you got 15 minutes, right? Click it. I dare you. And subscribe too, and then click the video.